Check, check. I don't know. I hate that this shit's so garbly, though. Somebody help me out. There's got to be a better there's got to be a better way to do this quality-wise. Yes, I'm here. Just playing around with the StreamYard setup a little bit. I think I figured out how I can share. I think I've got to figure out how I can share. Jesus, I really look fucking orange tonight. Holy. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. You guys are going to have to deal with that. What the fuck? I don't know. Fucking strange. All right, I'm not messing with that. Yeah, my frame is way wider than I like it. I'm such a fucking noob. Stream tired. Cheers to you, wherever my camera's at. Check a deck. Let's see what some music sounds like through here. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boo. Holy. What the fuck? You guys can't hear the music? What a crock of shit. God damn it. The StreamYard stuff is killing me. Slides and PDFs, extra camera, video file, image file, share screen. Well, you can't fucking share audio files? The fuck is up with that? So I'd like to have to turn my freaking music files into a video. Media assets, huh? Weird. I guess the cool thing is I could sit here and listen to music, copyrighted music, without getting in trouble. Strange. How is it not going? I could put it through the PA and then it would, but then I don't. Yeah, and then I wouldn't be able to hear it. No, I won't have any audio in my ears. Anyways, who knows? And why do I have... Oh. All right. No. Fred, what's up, brother? You can't see and hear me? I'm assuming I look really orange. It's terrible. Usually, it's like I can't win with this shit, dude. Either I look like I've been dead for a fucking month, which sometimes I feel like it, or I'm super orange. The StreamYard is way more tweaked, though, than the OBS. So, but yeah, I can't fucking... I can't share any audio with you guys. It's really I can share video files with you, which I'm assuming it would play the audio, but really odd. Really odd. So I want, I watch Fred. I don't know if you watch Liberal Dan at all, but he actually has his own radio show. And so the first hour of his YouTube streams, he's actually live on his radio show somewheres there in New Orleans area. But it'd be cool to be able to have folks just call in if they wanted to, right? And so this is the next best thing, I guess. I just won't be able to allow folks to have video up, you know what I mean? Because I have no idea what some jackwagon's gonna fucking throw up on the screen. Fred says I'm not as orange as Trump, which is good. And he's been triggering maggot incels. That is always fun. All hate watchers. Yeah, I seen Robert has pretty much fucking totally flipped a wig on all the chuds, which is always cool. Yeah, if anything starts sounding funny or anything like that, just holler so I can fuck with it. Hate making you guys guinea pigs, but I really want. I mean, I've used StreamYard a couple times. I just am not. I'm like in the zone with my streaming software, right? I got all kinds of scenes preset with like my logos. Like you won't see the TV2 logo or any of that shit here because it's all green screened, and I don't think you could fucking. I don't think there's any Chrome key thing on this fucking StreamYard. So I would really like something like StreamYard where I could just throw up a link, which I'll do here in a little bit. So anybody wants to join me for a minute, they can. But I'd like to be able to do something like this where I can throw up a link and folks can join me because I don't have a call-in number yet. And I mean, if I don't really need like a radio program, if I just had a designated phone number for call-ins, that would work just as well. I just can't have obviously my personal phone number out there or it'll be getting blown up. Not that I use it or anything, but yeah, CJ, come on in. CJ, if I could see you're watching, I told that punk that I would bring him on. I'd do a StreamYard and bring him on. Well, I'm live, buddy. Let me go to my channel, though, because I probably have to clear my block list. Probably. Oh, yeah, he might be in this block list. There he is. All right, CJ, you're on block, buddy. Come in and drop a hello, a comment in the chat so I can know you're unblocked. And then if you have, and then you'll have like a minute or so to decide if you're going to join me. You keep calling me a coward and blah, blah, blah. Let's do it, dude. Nobody ever has yet, but Jim, what's up, brother? Da-dum, All right. All right. I had a yap at CJ over there in the Chud chat because I told him I was going to stream Monday and I never did. And he was all fucking bent out of shape saying that I was too afraid to debate him and blah, blah, blah. So as you guys, any regulars know, I don't have folks on screen with me like very often. It's happened before a few times, but so I certainly wasn't avoiding the dipshit, but I have 5 viewers, by the way, not 3. Now he's all pissed off. Yeah, saying I had my chance. Well, I blew it, you guys. You know, my one big chance to hit it big and be a big fucking YouTube star. And is all I would have had to do was have CJ on, and he would have made this channel amazing. But I blew it. Jim says, I'm at my mental peak, halfway through morphine, 6-hour window. Still hurts when I move. I had no idea your hips hold so much tension. Oh, yeah. That's like the worst one, isn't it? Isn't that like the worst fucking break or ribs or a hip? Yeah. Anywhere in your midsection, man. Yeah, you're even just sitting up, right? Even if you're just sitting up eating, if you're moving your arm, your midsection's balancing your body constantly, no matter what you're doing. If you're moving, your midsection's working, period. Yeah, and I know I was going to say something to you the other day, not that, I would think that you don't understand all that, Jim, but that morphine can be nasty. It's a really fucking I'm surprised, honestly, I am surprised still that they give morphine as opposed to what's the other one? Not oxycodone, but or not Oxycontin. What's methadone? I would think they would give methadone out. Even it's addictive, right? And strong, and it may be slightly more stronger than morphine, but I mean, if you're going by milligrams and it's cleaner, morphine is dirty. I'm surprised they give that out to folks still. I mean, they do here too. I think I talked to one of my friends recently who had banged themselves up and they were having morphine pills, but I know you'll be careful, brothers. Just, man, when the pain goes away, do whatever you have to fucking start minimizing that shit. Yeah, CJ was my ticket to fly. I didn't blow much. Oh, it's cheaper, right on. Yeah. No, I have full faith in your brother to be making the best. You've made it this far in life. Of course, you've been married too, so that always helps. Ask James. I think being married, if you're a man, being married helps probably prolongs your life a certain amount. Yeah, I stopped that stream. I was off for a little while earlier and I got back and seen that it was kind of quiet, so I just ended that stream so I could clean some shit up. Oh, it's bad, Fred. I know. Half of them I can't handle anymore. It's funny as fuck watching Robert and Lala go at it and sending Robert earlier. And then you got spammers like whoever this practice how to say yo. Yeah, he's a racist dummy. those folks, some of those folks change accounts like more than me and Mighty put together. I don't know how often Mighty changes accounts. He has a lot of Mighty accounts. Yeah, I know it's like me wanting to pick on fucking you guys will have to excuse me. I don't know if it's what's going on, but I'm getting not getting congested like shit's I don't know. I haven't I did. I just did a dab. I had not smoked shit really yesterday and I hadn't smoked at all today or tonight until just before I started the stream, but it doesn't take long, a day or two, and I start getting a scratchy throat from not smoking. Like shit's breaking up or something. I don't feel congested or like shit's breaking up. I just keep getting this fucking cough in my throat. But yeah, I would love to. I mean, I know it's low hanging fruit, but I just want to kind of get comfortable and with this. I want to have guests on. There's a lot of, I actually know quite a few local politicians and have worked for them when I worked for myself. But I want to get a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more professional. I look back at some of my fucking streams and think, Jesus Christ, nobody's going to want to come, even if I'm not like raising hell with them, like if I'm in favor of whatever it is they're doing. How many people really want to be associated with my fucking madman ass? Yeah, Jim says, of course he does. He's mighty. Get me off this shit plan. Words are important. Fred says, by the way, Norway told us, US, that they will not fuel our ships after the White House. Wow. Wow. I mean, I won't ever get upset about any of that shit, Fred. Not I mean, a country like Norway, they're amazing what they have done with their just with their all their social programs, right? Like the place is a great place to live. It is expensive, of course, but if you're a fucking, if you're a native Norwegian, you're set. That's the thing. It's like people are born in Norway now and they are all set up. It's just fucking amazing. It's brilliant. And yeah, they have a lot smaller. We just had, greed, right? But um they're a very peaceful nation. They're I was going to say one of those countries that have avoided getting into any shit for a long time, and it's not like they're fence riders or play both sides. They just are really good at fucking keeping to their own and being very diplomatic when doing their best at that whenever it calls. So I can't ever be pissed about that shit. This is the pressure we need. Again, I said last night that I'm not concerned at all about our safety immediately, like as far as our nation's safety. Maybe that'll change. I mean, that could change if if some reason Ukraine and Europe isn't able to hammer back on Russia, and Russia and Putin and Xi become closer than they already are, or are able to collaborate more than what they already are. But Russia is on that tipping point for Xi, that if he doesn't need to be their caretaker, right? Like, and there's a lot of there's several, I should say anyways, of those fucking wacky ass leadered countries that are led countries that are propping up Russia, as you guys know. Putin, what's up, brother? Uncle Tom, what's up, man? Good to see you, damn it. I love you. Tell your lovely wife, my aunt, that I love and miss her too. I was wondering about you. Every time I go look at my moderators list, I'm like, man, the fuck's Uncle Tom been up to? Jay says, opera singers drink lemon in their black tea with honey for phlegm. You know, Jay, I had like long time ago when I was doing the bar gigs, right? I had this chick tell me she was a singer. She's like, I drink, it's all the fizzy stuff's hard on your belly, but she's like, I drink a rum and coke or a whiskey and coke. She's like, I drink something with soda because the sugar and the syrup in it will help create phlegm and help protect your throat a little bit. And that makes sense, I guess. I must have missed the bunker story. Jim says he has to get me off this shit with my personal physician. I'm sure Mrs. M would give me straight James answers, right? I don't know if I'm familiar with the Halbach bunkers Norway story or not. I missed that comment by Jay, I guess. Oh, was it to do with the ships, you mean? The ship fueling? Sorry. That's what they're called, is bunkers of some sort? I don't know. I feel like I'm on live chat. I feel like I missed some fucking comments or something. Tom says, I'm thinking maybe I should come over and you could interview with me. That'd be great. I have this. I'm doing the StreamYard. I just haven't posted a link yet to have folks join me if you want to come in. Yeah, one day I hope to have this whole other side of my studio set up with like a couple chairs and stuff where I could sit down with people in person. Oh, I see. Putin says he's not sure about the not fueling. Right. I gotcha. Haltbach bunkers. Right on. I got you, brother. Yeah, I didn't make the connection when you said bunkers because I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, sometimes shit is not necessarily confirmed by like the government, right? Because you know how it is. I mean, even legitimate reporters are going to get shit wrong sometimes, but legit, trustworthy reporting doesn't always get backed up by officially. Yeah, right on, Putin. I feel you. Putin says I was just advising to hold on to that story. No, I get you. You know me, man. If I'm not sure about something, I'll say so. I usually try not to yap in that way, but like if I'm not sure about something, I'll say, look, I don't know. But yeah, we all know Jay is. It really irritates me. I can't just bring in audio. Anyways. Bunker fuel. I will be fully dressed. Tom Kane is actually my uncle. I love him, man. You guys could search out that name if you want, but you're not going to come up with it. It took me forever. I don't know how long it's been now, but came in one afternoon, and I yapped and yapped to him. And he's like, it's me, Uncle so-and-so. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, I keep trimming it back because Mrs. V she's like, I can't stand it. When I was younger, I was always clean shaven my face for the most part, but I don't have much of a chin. And Mrs. V likes me to have some sort of goatee, but it's like, it's all getting so fucking gray now that I feel like if I have it too short, it makes me look older than I would if it's longer. I don't know. Maybe I look more like a fucking recluse if it's longer, but yours is pure white, of course. Sure. Yeah, Jay has the dreads. He has a nice fucking goatee too, but yeah, exactly. Jay, your Native American side kind of stunts the facial hair growth, doesn't it? Well, let me see if I can do this, you guys. Let me see if I can throw up the link and maybe we get some folks on one at a time to yap for a minute. I'm afraid we're going to get going back to the fucking presser yesterday, and god damn it, that was irritating. Okay, I guess you guys will have to holler. I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna. I'll get another tab open here in a second if someone clicks it. I don't know. We'll see. It's been a minute. Oh, that's one I can't read it right now, Putin, but that's one I got to say because we were talking about that earlier. Putin's posted a link to EU's answer to Starlink. I think that's going to be huge. Putin, I don't know if you caught any of my stream earlier, but and I know you know me. I'm not afraid to be a little bit radical. I don't give a fuck. I'm pissy. All right, I got that saved. I was wondering what our government can do obviously after Trump is out of office to fucking commandeer Starlink, or if that I'm not wanting to be a part of doing anything illegal, but that motherfucker has way too much power. It's obviously I think I said something about eminent domain, which I understand that has nothing to do with, well, I don't know that it doesn't have anything to do with technology. Um, but I know that eminent domain is not taking, but whatever, forcing folks into a deal for their land for the betterment supposedly of the community, right? That's whether it's highways or whatever. Um, but it's like that Starlink is such a fucking big deal right now. And there's other companies out there that have to be working on something similar. In fact, I think there was a company that I heard was working on, I don't know if it was AT&T, but that motherfucker needs to be completely Play-Doh in the hands of our intelligent, what the Pentagon, whoever would oversee that. Or they can fuck off with all the government contracts. Sorry. Oh, I guess it'll pop up. Holler at me in the chat if anyone does click the stream link, the StreamYard link. I think it pops up right automatically. All right. Tom asks, what is the eminent domain thing? Eminent domain is like, well, Tom, Jerry Weaver, right? I worked for Chris there, Weavers. So he had the scrapyard, right, downtown. And when they put in that Jimmy John's and those condos and all that shit, well, he had that scrapyard, right, on the Grand River there for a long time, as you know. I don't know if I think I remember going there once with someone to get some parts, but he was I don't know all what he did. It was a small place, but he got a lot. He got paid well, but he didn't get paid what he was making off that plate. Like it was a gold mine for him, but also he was able to not have to be responsible for any of the environmental cleanup, right? Because as you know, it was a scrapyard right. His fucking back fence was on the Grand River bank. So eminent domain is forcing folks into, and might not be getting this exactly worded right, but it's basically forcing folks into to sell their property, or they're compensated for use of their property, but it's always supposed to be for the betterment of the community. So eminent domain happened, Tom, with like when they put the new bypass in from out here in my area out towards you guys, right? So you didn't have to go all the way through along the lake shore or out around to Eastmanville. Yeah, I'll bet you there's some folks in here that I don't know. Putin is up on a lot of shit. I don't know. I feel like I've heard some instances where maybe technology is commandeered, I guess is the only word I can come up with my limited vocabulary. And I think, Elon's a dick shit. I mean, he could have been worse about it, I guess, but it was really it's just been odd how he's kind of used that as a pawn or as a, some sort of thing to wave in front of our noses. Bill, what's up, brother? Bill says, though it's funny to think of U.S. Navy ships floundering around the North Sea without fuel, Sir Denmark isn't answering out calls, and UK said, we'll see you in a week. Yeah, worry about Mars later. Putin says, for the EU IRIS-2 satellite program that includes moving aviation to it as well, but not sure if that is advisable. Personally, I think it should remain terrestrial. Yeah, make sure I read that right. Like our Verizon contract, which Musk wants to take, right? Jay says Mars seems like a one-way ticket. Yeah, that's sketchy shit. Tom says Tesla is getting creamed. Stock is down. Wow, 35%, huh? Yeah, Elon's like the richest guy in the world, right? Supposedly, like upfront money, known about money and counts, I guess. I mean, I don't know what he's worth, a couple hundred billion. I've seen higher estimates for Putin than that, but Jim says apparently signed contracts don't mean much to Elon and the felon. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know how this is going to play out. I asked Putin the other day or yesterday about, and I've asked some of you guys, what defines constitutional crisis? Putin made it really easy, clear, obviously, working outside of the law. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's right. There's, it's pretty simple. But then I'm thinking, well, that happens a lot. And then we have, suits brought against like this administration, for instance. So it's like if things shit starts going to shit and they're working outside the law at such a large degree. I mean, my asking that, what defines a constitutional crisis is because then that means our constitution isn't working or our laws, our system is not working in that instance or at this time, at that time. And so do you just bend over and take it? What are the other options? And you guys know there's no way in hell. I just want to be clear. I don't promote violence in any way. You want to protest, demonstrate, march, do it up. No vandalism, no violence. No doing what it is that we're pissed off about these folks doing, right? But how and what's the tipping point? What would it look like? What does, before, because you don't want to wait too long, right? And then you're subject to being oppressed, I guess. And I can see now, honestly, you guys, how some countries throughout history have been allowed themselves to be taken over by dictators who come into power through legal means. It's because we're a peaceful people generally. And it's like the last thing we want to do is revolt against a sitting president, even if it's someone like Trump, who clearly should not be there, Oh, I've never seen. Jim says no offense, but I've seen Putin is the world's richest man between $2 to $3 trillion. I've heard 500 billion, but there's just no way to prove any of that. And 500 billion would be a lot. Yeah, it's always hard. It's going to be extremely difficult to tell with it's going to be extremely difficult to tell with someone like Putin all what their assets are. Yeah, I just caught Bill says things about being a rich oligarch is having the ability to move your money out of the state that give you that wealth, right? Max says he throws bubblegum on the sidewalk during protests. Tom says my way would be economic boycotts like we had on Friday. Well, who was it? Fred, maybe? Someone was telling me to keep an eye on the someone was telling me earlier to keep an eye on the consumer confidence. And it's funny because right after that when I left, and I always listen to NPR, they had a piece on consumer confidence, and that doesn't, and it says so far it hasn't really shown any consumer confidence is down in the last month lower than it has been in the last 3.5 years. That was the NPR report. But it hasn't slowed consumer spending. And so we didn't spend yesterday or bought shop at all yesterday, but doing something like that for just me and Mrs. V is pretty fucking easy, just to not go shopping for a day. I mean, we have many days that we literally don't stop at a gas station or nothing, right? Got everything we need at home for the most part. But I've never thought too much about boycotts in that way. But I do agree that obviously consumer purchasing power is huge, right? So how do we I mean, because we can't just stop. Yes, we could stop doing the extracurricular stuff, but and yeah, it'll make a statement to these large corporations that maybe not being so fair, taking advantage of capitalism. But I don't know how, I mean, we don't want to make our economy any worse. It's funny, I'm sure you are the same way as we are. We just, I mean, I don't know. Like at my age, there's never like any like impulse spending. Almost, if it is, it's a candy bar at the checkout. Putin, I started to frickin' I don't know if you caught I started to stream the protest strike in Greece there the other at like 5 o'clock in the morning my time the other night or other morning. But then for what I don't know, I lost internet connection after about 20 minutes. It was a massive protest, but it was also demonstration, or it was massive strike, but also protest and demonstrating against the largest rail disaster in Greece history 2 years ago, and the families still haven't been compensated. Yeah. I think I streamed some protests from there, or not protests, a strike from there, sometime right around the beginning of the year too, though it wasn't near as big. But the one yesterday or whenever it was that I streamed it was fucking massive, massive, massive. Yeah, Bill says strikes are hard during a down economy. That's the thing. It's like boycott strikes. Like right now, we don't want to. I mean, I hope that a lot of folks did. I appreciate my uncle's thoughts there on doing, trying to find the most peaceful ways. And you guys are the same way. Of course, I am. And we're all about demonstrations, right? Or protests. I think that's a really, you can scream and shout. And when you have as many people in the streets in as many cities as we did all through the summer of 2020, it starts getting attention. And now you'll see some fucking far right nuts go, what did it get you? What came out of all those protests? Well, a lot of shit did. You just have to go look at these individual police stations and see what changes they made. Not saying it changed the whole fucking country or, I tell you what, there's clearly been a lot less incidences with cops, overstepping their authority or just plain beating the shit out of people for no reason, right? Certainly seen less of that since 2020. The Greeks were chanting, "We can't leave our brothers behind." Sorry, junior high flashback. Yeah, no, I get it, Bill. I didn't know what like I had to get into the chat because I didn't know what the concern was, and it was because the families of the rail disaster haven't been compensated yet. I don't know if Greece is an oligarchy, has like suffers from oligarchy so much, like Russia, for instance, or even us. I'm sure every country has people with money that are trying to influence the political wind, but Greece's issue is they have a lot of different fucking parties, right? Like for the most part, we have a Republican, Democrat, and then maybe a Green Party or whatever. The Green Party gets changed to, or maybe somebody ran under some other different party too in November, but Greece has a lot of different parties, like a couple dozen, and they have a lot of elections. But they suffered hard during COVID, and they've always struggled with their, maintaining their finances, anyways. But Max says it was a Greek sex joke. Did I miss that? Magatees don't know the difference either. What did I miss? The Truth, welcome. I don't know if this is your first time here or not, but welcome to the stream. Casper, good to see you. Cheers to you. I gotta get Jay's comment. I assume the Alpha Centauri visitors will read the entire internet before they say hello. Jay, I've been subbed to Isaac Arthur's channel for, I don't know, a very long time. Very, very long time. Probably one of the first channels. I've had my channel for 16 years. And his channel was probably one of the first ones that I subbed to, even though I'm not sure how long he's been around. It's been around for a while. And he mixes sci-fi with science, and he is a scientist. He's a brilliant dude. But yeah, he said something about something to that effect the other day. I don't know. I was watching one of his videos. I watch some of his videos every night. He's got so many of them. But yeah, the Fermi paradox, and then saying something about if another intelligent species even made it here, would they even bother? It'd be like us wanting to go down and try and socialize with some fucking who knows whatever, right? some wombats or something. Thanks, Truth. Appreciate you. Cheers to you. We do a lot of different kind of live streams. These ones are where I sit on the cam and yap at you guys so I don't have to fucking pound away at my keyboard and doing a 200 character limit because God knows I love to fucking yap. I love doing these, though it seems to be the hardest for me to get my ass over in this chair and do it, but stream a lot of different stuff. House and Senate floor hearings, votes, protests, natural disasters, interviews, pressers, debates, anything and everything. High-speed chases. Oh yeah, the Truth has the red, white, and blue. Is it a donkey or a mule, you guys? I should probably know, right? But I register and vote as an independent, so well, I don't necessarily vote independent, but that's how I register. I don't know if Indies have just a big eye or something, red, white, and blue eye. I'm going to be on for a little while longer. Was it 9 o'clock? Yeah, I usually like to do at least 2 hours. I feel this one could go longer than that. I'm about ready to go check on the hounds and probably brew another cocktail. Yeah, I'll be live for a little while for sure. Yeah, Mac, I have the StreamYard link pinned. Any of you guys can join me. You don't have to show your face. You can just have a generic picture up there. Yeah, no, I didn't see it, Putin. I heard it tonight on NPR. Yeah. David Johansen of the New York Dolls died at what, 75, I think. Correct? I think he was 75 or 76 years old, they said. Influence, they never had a ton of success while they were getting at it. And I think they split up in 75, but they influenced bands like the Ramones and Sex Pistols. And yeah. Losing some good ones again, Putin. The Smiths. Is Pickles here? Pickles, welcome to the stream, my brother. Yeah. Pickles, give me a second and I'll give you a wrench for a little bit, brother. Go ahead. All right, yeah, go ahead and post a link. If it's any porn, you're done. Or if it's not good porn, you're done. Yeah, fuck. Well, I'm fucking 54. I don't plan on checking out for a very long time, but all right, Pickles is challenging me. All right, I can't see you guys for a minute. I have that link up in another window. Let me see if I can get it on the screen though for you guys. There it is. There it is. All righty. Okay, I can see you guys again now. So holler if you don't have audio, because I do.
Vance and Trump just talked to Zelensky. I'll do a fuller video on it later, but that was not on. That was dark. That was nasty. That was ganging up on him. That was shouting him down. And a lot of people across Europe are going to be outraged by that. And I'm sure lots of Americans are going to feel deeply embarrassed by their president and vice president's behavior. I've got to go now. I'll do more on it later. But that really boils my blood.
Is this the same one? Oh, you said it was only a short one. It must have moved, right? All right.
I can't believe how...
oh, it is 17 minutes. Yeah, I can't run all that, brother, but thank you for sharing. The link's up. Anybody else wants to go check out that. I need to do this more. I've really got... I'm a little pissy that I can't get just audio files up for you guys. I mean, I don't know. I just went through all the settings before I went live and I couldn't find anything. So Casper says that's Mike Galsworthy. Is that someone good to listen to, Casper? He's a big science guy in the UK. He does a campaign to rejoin the EU. Sweet. Thanks for the share, Casper. That gave me let me do a little test run on sharing videos with you guys. I've done a handful of StreamYards, literally 5, 6 of them or something over the last couple of years, but I want to be able to do them. I need to do them more, but I want to be able to feel at home with my, you know, I love about the fucking OBS software is I have everything tweaked, man, you know? Like I can't, there's no fucking audio settings for my mic on StreamYard. I can't tweak the fucking color settings on the camera. I look like I'm on fire. Jim was holding out for wombat porn. There's some specialties out there, Jim, from what I understand. All these fans only things or whatever they are. I've heard, you know, I have enough to do to keep up with US politics. And though I you know, I follow some other goings on in other countries, not necessarily, you know, who's running for what and where the different parties stand and all that. But I've heard, and it's been a while, but I read good arguments for and against Brexit. I don't know. I mean, the EU seems to be fine, and I guess it's more, I mean, in situations like helping out Ukraine, England is gonna be there anyways, or you know what I mean? They're gonna be. Of course, I thought that we were somebody that democracy could count on too, or fledgling democracies could count on for support, but that changed. But yeah, let's hope that it doesn't change in anywhere else, especially in countries like England. All right. Thanks, Unc. It's good to see you again. Give your wife a hug for me, please. There you go, folks. Uncle Tom in the house. Love it. I had my daughter, my youngest, pop into chat the other night, and then I had to tell her to change her screen name. She's like, Dad, don't you want me yapping? And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to have you yapping, just not with your real name. Like, got a lot of people here that love us and some that don't. You guys are all, anyways, the link's up there. Anybody wants to join TV, and I'm not pressing you. I really want to do it like kind of like radio call-in, where just one at a time I'd have folks come on if we started getting an actual waiting list. Yeah, yap at me for 5-10 minutes or something, and Wes says 27 countries. You would think the 50 states might be a clue, red and blue, right? Project 2025 will ban porn. I already have plenty downloaded. Weird. Do people actually download porn? I can't believe folks actually download porn. I don't see the point in that. I don't know. I'm not very new or good at this internet thing. Casper says the problem with Brexit is there's a border with the EU in Northern Ireland. England didn't care about the consequences for the peace process here. Yeah, right on, Casper. I get it, sister. I do. Right on. Casper says they have cut themselves off from their largest trading partner. Loads of smaller to medium businesses were devastated. Yeah, I don't know. Casper, it's driving me nuts with this shit. It's like how I am not the fucking brightest person in the chat ever. No matter what fucking chat and who's there, I'm always going to be lucky to be of average, intellect, I think. I'm just trying to be humble because I don't think that fucking much of myself. That's why I do these streams, because I want to know where I stand with other folks, but I want to know where everybody else stands on important issues, right? And it's like, how are we not what in the can you tell I'm irritated? This is a really tough one for me. It's like, when the fuck do humans understand that the size of this planet and that we just do so much more, get so much more done together than we do? How the fuck can you have world leaders? It's one thing to have somebody, some ignorant fool in the fucking UP, the woods of Michigan, some fucking inbred, or in the hills, in the Appalachians somewhere. No offense, Mac. You know what I'm saying? In the fucking wild west of Alaska, in the outback of Australia, and the desert lands of Africa. How can you have someone that's an elected official, many of them around the world, as opposed to the folks that I just mentioned that would, be so closed off and think that, yeah, we just kind of keep our distance. That's the way to be, keep our distance. How do these fucking elected officials think that's possible? I mean, that's exactly what so many of us are part of it. Why I'm up in arms about Trump fucking craziness. You can't I mean, did you hear the stupid son of a bitch talking about the size of oceans between us and the aggressors? Oh my God. And again, you guys, it's not Trump that makes me so fucking irate. Well, I mean, he's causing it, but he's nothing without his supporters, right? Like none of this shit would happen if there wasn't a lot of fucking dumb people by the tens of millions fucking supporting this nonsense. What the fuck happened? There's no way all those Trump voters are uneducated. Oh man. What are we thinking? No matter if we're England, the US, or any other country, thinking that we can just isolate ourselves in the year 2025. It's fucking crazy. All right. It was my rant. I might have another one later. Casper says, yeah, I voted against Brexit because the people leading it were too right wing for me, and I liked being European. Right on. Yeah, I've said this before, America by Americans, by American leaders, or US leaders, by leaders of other countries, by citizens of other countries. America gets put as the leader of the free world. It's been like that for a long time, right? Maybe since sometime after World War II. And I'm okay with that, but that brings a certain responsibility. It should never bring arrogance, which it has. And how, especially since this fucking crazy, wacky internet stuff and YouTube and me deciding I think I want to fucking just put myself out there and meet and yap with folks. It's how do you not meet, and especially our world leaders, they're constantly traveling everywhere. How can you not want to be a part of something bigger, like just an Earth society, right? And I'm not trying to get all tree hugger hippie on you guys. It's a small fucking planet, right? We're a fucking overgrown rock floating around in space. Who the fuck do we think we are? It's fucking crazy. It makes me sick, Casper. It does. I do not understand the constant fear of collaboration or being one. People will always flip out about the one world government, and it's like, well, we already have a one world economy. We don't need a one world government. That's never going to happen. It's not going to happen for a very, very, very long time. Though, wouldn't it be the best? And not necessarily saying a one world government where everything for the world is centralized, but an agreement on, that's kind of what we've been pushing towards ever since World War II, right? Oh, just stupid thoughts from TV about fucking peace and getting along. At least not shooting each other. You can't tell somebody to fuck off anymore without them being your mortal enemy. Get the fuck out of here. Bill says in WW2, 4 brothers from a Jewish family signed up to fight against the Nazis. Only one of the 4 brothers survived, his grandson and the current president of Ukraine. Wow. I bet you I've heard that story before, Bill, but it didn't stick. There was, I think I told you guys and I shared it, but there was, I don't know if it was a 60 Minutes. Oh, it was NPR. Amna Navas interviewed Zelensky right before our elections, and it fucking tore me apart. It did. I'm not exaggerating about that. TV is a pretty soft-hearted guy. I think I've only fucking cried on stream once, and that was when we were doing the protest streams in 2020, and it came across the news that some guy had died with his 3-year-old daughter, and that he had drowned in the Rio Grande with his 3-year-old daughter in his hands. That pretty much, that ruined me that day. But and look it up, you guys, the NPR NewsHour interview with Zelensky. I mean, if you want to have your fucking heart tugged at. See, that's weird. Is Truth sketchy about? I'm just Truth. Nobody's booting you out or not. I'm just wondering. Like, I've known most of my mods here for quite some time. Why you asking everybody if you're cool? All right. Yeah, I've only seen the Truth over there in the White House chat just recently, unless he or she had another name at one point. But from what little I've seen, it seems like they are pretty much could be a Team Sanity member. Oh yeah. True says, Joe, just wondering because White House chat can get a bit toxic at times. Yeah, it can. I've done it myself. After a while, you just get, it's like, and it's not an excuse, but you know, I do only have so much patience. It's terrible. I feel like shit when I've gone really fucking raw on somebody at some point. Cause like Jenny, it's like so frustrating. Why be such a fucking ding dong though, you know? Fuck, I get saying stupid shit happens. Bill says 2 possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Yeah. Well, you know what, Bill? You look at how long the Earth has had intelligent life for, and then you got to consider intelligent life evolving at the exact same fucking time on a planet somewhere's close to us, right? You know, it's going to obviously be another star system, but so what are the chances of that? You know, maybe they had intelligent life on some planets orbiting Alpha Centauri or something, right? A million years ago, which isn't all that long ago, but it's a lot longer ago than we had intelligent life here. So that I think that's the most interesting and likely argument, or the best argument for us not seeing intelligent life, is it's occurring at different times, you know. That would certainly be a factor, not to mention the distance. White House chat can get nasty if you said you had cucumber sandwiches for lunch. Putin says both of our countries affected by propaganda influences appealing to our citizens' worst instincts. Yep. I'm guilty of it. I can't, you know, I don't brag about it. And it's not a boast. It's not, you know, some sort of fucking flex by me mentioning that I've been an idiot. I've letting shit get the better of me when it shouldn't. Is it real garbly, you guys? Let me give a listen a minute. You might get some double audio. No, it's not bad, is it? Not too bad. I seen Auntie from Scum TV was here earlier too. He's a good guy. He does these StreamYards every night with a bunch of people, but it's a goddamn clusterfuck. Like he just gets whoever drops in and clicks the link, man, he throws them up on the screen and they're all fucking drinking. Some got music blasted behind them. It's like, Jesus Christ. Southpaw, what's up, brother? Putin says a federal system for doing background checks on law enforcement officers has gone offline. A federal system for doing background checks on law enforcement officers has gone offline thanks to an executive order signed by President Trump when he returned to the White House on January 20th. Thanks, Putin. Trump took down police misconduct database, but states can still share background check info. I won't play the audio, but there's Tiny Hands Man at the tiny desk. A federal system for doing background checks on law enforcement officers has gone offline thanks to an executive order signed by President Trump when he returned to the White House on January 20th. The National Law Enforcement Accountability Database, NLEAD, was launched in 2023 as a central repository of the professional records of federal law enforcement officers. The main purpose was to allow prospective employers, other federal agencies, or local police to check their backgrounds for misconduct. The system is now offline. Sweet. Thanks for that share, Putin. All right, you guys hang tight. I'm going to do a BRB, and I wish I could leave you with something but to listen to or stare at, but you're just going to get I think, an old picture of my logo. All right, I'll be right back. Give me a couple minutes. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate you guys doing the links too for me to get a little practice and sharing them through this different streaming software. All right. I will be right back. I'm back. I think. Should be. Check, check. Beep, beep, motherfuckers. All right, you guys, I haven't watched this one. Oops. Fuck, I just lost you. I haven't seen this. I haven't watched this video yet that I'm sharing with you guys, but I've watched videos from the dude before. Some of you might not appreciate him. It like the first time I watched him, I'm like, man, I don't know. The dude is just, he's a fucking never Trumper. He's a big old, anyways, Robbie Road streamer. He's obnoxious, but he's pretty goddamn funny. He literally knows just how to get under the skin of fucking Trump supporters out in the streets. I haven't watched that video, but all his videos are pretty goddamn good. I'm just trying to catch up on some of the comments. You've been struck by a smooth criminal. Ow! I remember us trying to fucking learn Alien Ant Farm's version of that tune, and I could not fucking do it. My guitar player was so pissed. He's like, "What the fuck, Troy?" I'm like, "I don't know, man. I just could not." I mean, I could do it, but it was no matter how hard or how long I practiced, I would always fuck it up. It was sloppy as shit. Pretty fucking neat riff, though. And you're okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. You okay, Herschel? I gotta try something a second. You know, if I open my streaming software, I'm not gonna be able to get my camera. Yeah, it won't let me use the camera. Fucking stupid. Can't use the camera if it's already being used in another app. It's so fucking screwy. Let me see if I can share my streaming software a second. Nope. Oh. Oh, there we go. Oops, son of a bitch. See, I can't scale down the fucking window, though. It kind of irritates me. Weird. Anyway, 611 days until the midterms. All right. Stop sharing. Jim says he went to a boarding school in Asheville, mostly missionary kids doing high school in U.S. They played West Carolina in soccer every year, usually kick their ass. Southpaw says, hey, TV, any signs of spring yet? Yeah, it's been nice all week. And then at about 3 o'clock this morning, the temps really started to drop. And it's 19 right now. It's been about, I think it only got as high as 21 today. But then, yeah, we're heading back towards the 40s starting tomorrow. Well, tomorrow's going to be in the low 30s, but yes, it's early signs of spring so far here, Southpaw. So, which I love. It was chilly this winter. We didn't get a shit ton of snow, but we got the snow we needed, and there's still some on the ground. It's melting, and it sprinkled, rained pretty good 2 days ago. Yeah, we had some really bitter cold. Nothing necessarily out of the ordinary. The last 2 winters have been nothing like this year. So we survived. I'm good. I'm ready for spring. We're 21 days out, 20 days out. I have a spring countdown clock too somewhere. "19 days, 1 hour, and 10 minutes until spring." Max says it's 70s there. Casper says their daffodils are coming up. Mine got to be coming up anytime now, Casper. Anytime. Like almost every year they're poking through snow. But it's now the beginning of March. They come up really early, as you know, especially just depends on how warm the ground gets, right? Yeah, I'm expecting to see them starting to see some green shoots this week as it hits 40s again. If ramps are not for sale at roadside veggie stands, it ain't spring. 611 consecutive days of what fresh hell has Trump? Yeah, exactly, Jim. It's like, I know that's a huge number, but I really don't know what else, like I said the other night, hopefully our elected officials in Congress and I'm sure they are doing absolutely everything they can within, you know, their rights, authority, ability, the law, the Constitution to minimize all this shit's going to get reversed. It's just how much damage is it going to get is going to get done in the meantime, right? It's a long ways off. We better fucking have our 611 days is time to fucking make to prepare, plan, and make shit happen. No concepts of plans. Yeah, Bill says, I'm sick of Donald on TV every freaking day. I miss where's Biden so much. It's all he wants to do, right, Bill, is just fucking look at me, pressers. I'm the president of the United States. Look at me. This is what I did today that I don't understand. This is the executive order that I signed today that I don't understand. Jay says it's been worn by him. Man, I want to move out west. It's just how will I make a like I don't want to be fucking driving, commuting 2 hours each direction every day for work or anything, or even an hour. That latest Peter Santon, or one of his recent videos where some dude in Humboldt County had, I think it was, he bought an basically an old town or something, like an old mining town or something. And he's like, has a bunch of cabins on different parcels and stuff that he's willing to talk with folks who want to come out and homestead. Like, he doesn't want to sell the property to, you know, weekenders or summer vacation home folks. Wants folks that are going to live out there full time. Yeah, I'm not sure that I paid attention. Yeah, I don't think I've seen much news from today at all yet. I was busy this morning getting my shit together, and then I started that early stream, and then I was off out of the house for a while. Bill says, speaking of soccer, Dill Hole Donald is going to insert himself into the World Cup. Yeah, he wants to be a part of I've said it before, he's like Gene Simmons when it comes to marketing. I mean, I guess Kiss had something people wanted. I don't know what it is that Trump is selling his fucking cult, but besides bullshit, lines of bullshit. Uncle Tom, welcome back. Bill says, literally an international sporting event meant to bring people of all nations together, especially considering we're co-hosting with Canada and Mexico. Yeah. Yeah, that's Jesus Christ. Well, you guys probably seen the fucking governors. Maybe you seen the clip from the governor's dinner, and the main governor just fucking wasn't having any of Trump's bullshit. It was good. She told him she'd see him in court. Yeah, selling an alternate universe. Yep. You've been done wrong, and I am your retribution. You're fucking parents were siblings and it's the evil lib's fault, but I'm going to make things better for you. Just stay dumb. Yeah, South Park kiss caskets. No shit. Yeah. I can't stand Gene Simmons, but he was a fucking marketing genius. That's kind of, and honestly, you guys see how I am. TV2 everything. That's, you just fucking saturate. Casper says Keir Starmer and nearly all EU leaders are back in Zelensky and he's meeting the king. Yeah. I was wondering, like, Starmer brought personally delivered an invitation to Trump from the king. It's like, why? What is it? What? Unless Charles is thinking he can somehow have a positive influence on Trump's attitude, which sure, maybe while he's sitting in the room with the king, right? Maybe he could, because he knows Trump wants to be a dictator type king, and him being a king, he can somehow I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot of opinions about British royalty, right? But whatever it is now, I think that whatever kind of behind the scenes really shitty crap has gone on with the United Kingdom and the colonies and all that good stuff. At least there's a good amount of King Charles that's good, right? I don't know if it's all just kind of fucking show because of the dirty stuff that the royal family's involved in, but been involved in, maybe I should say. Casper says to fan his ego, normally second term presidents get a meeting and afternoon tea. Casper says also the king still has land in Canada. Bill says King Charles has no power. His position is exactly being used correctly here, in my opinion. Here, Donald, they shine. Yeah, that right. I think that you got what I was saying too, Bill, that hopefully it's Charles sees what a complete fucking disaster and threat Trump is to the whole world. And so, keep them busy, keep them distracted. Exactly. Check out this fucking shiny piece. I wonder if he has. Bill, maybe we could do that. Get the world leaders to just fucking book Trump up and start showing them everything that they have that's gold. Check out this fucking gold fucking statue, you orange piece of rag. Southpaw says, my question is, will Trump decide he can run for president again? Yeah, Southpaw, that's something I thought about. I'm sure we all have. Like, well, there's so much. Obviously, most of us are hoping for a big victory in 2026, and then hopefully impeachment hearings in January of 27. But yeah, if he's still like if he's still alive in 2028, I don't know how. I doubt that. I don't know. Like, he would have to totally, have it out or go to odds with his VP again, which isn't, wouldn't be surprising or out of the question for Trump, right? He wanted to have his last one hung. So I think that that part of it's going to be a little bit weird, like, because Vance will be campaigning in 2028. Like, if we don't see any sort of Vance campaign coming about, like, I know there's just so much of it up in the air, but like if we don't see Vance's campaign coming about at the end of 2027, um, yeah, it would be weird if Trump is still alive, like because he's getting old. Uh, Now, should Vance lose? Should Trump be like ready to just campaign for Vance and Vance loses in 2028? What will happen then? Because Vance is the one who has to certify the vote, even though we all know it's purely ceremonial. There is no, you know, authority there in the vice president's position overseeing the certification, but it doesn't mean they won't try. Tom says Trump and his cult are calling Trump king. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Trump called himself king the other day. Yeah, fish bait, exactly. Shark food. Do you guys think he would get completely eaten, or like a shark would bite into him and be like, not enough fucking protein here? It's all fat. Casper says there was third term thing at OPAC. They had CPAC maybe? Is that CPAC? Sorry, my eyes are terrible. They had a picture of him as Caesar. Yeah, it's fucking insane. They're all about this fucking dictatorship, autocracy, kleptocracy, cactocracy, cacistocracy. Casper says the byline at the bottom said 2028 and beyond. Yeah, that's fucking insane, isn't it? We're not having any of that shit. That's revolution time. I think that would be clear revolution time. We don't no there's never ever going to be a need for a president to serve more than 2 terms. Unless, well, for whatever reason, Trump kicks the bucket in 2027 and Vance, serves as president those final 2 years and then ran and won 2 consecutive well, wouldn't be consecutive, but ran and won 2 terms. It's 10 years, 10-year maximum. How that would get handled, I don't know. I'm sure there's already all that is outlined or defined on how that would go down, but it's supposed to be no more than 10 years now. If Trump kicked the bucket next year, Vance took over, how would that work with him running for 2 more terms? He's not going to win. Nobody, the Trumpers don't want Vance. Nobody wants Vance. He has to somehow steal our process, take complete control, illegal control of our elections or process, or do something dirty to get elected. Nobody wants him ahead of time. Putin says he can't run for a 3rd term. He would have to illegally try to take over, right? And I just wonder, like, Putin, if when Vance runs, if Vance loses, what will Trump's reaction? He's going to be tired. He's going to be burnt. I mean, it's not like we all didn't see it with Biden. He was exhausted. Still would have been 10 times better president than Trump. And he was completely, as far as I'm concerned, maybe he wouldn't have been great at debates anymore. Who gives a fuck? He understands the job as well, or probably better than anybody right now, you know. But yeah, Trump, he's in complete fucking mental decline. Max says the Republicans demanded term limits after FDR. Now they want to change the rules again. They can say whatever they want. You need a constitutional amendment to change president terms allowed. Right on. I guess if he tries to run a third election, the Obama can run against him, eh? Fucking A, Putin. Right on, brother. That'd be good. Hell yes. Hell yeah. How about that, Lady Michelle? Jesus. Jim says, or have SC make some blatant interpretation regarding consecutive term. The Supreme Court making some blatant interpretation regarding consecutive terms. Right. Yeah, they can't because it's legislated. Well, they're not supposed to. There wouldn't be much room for SCOTUS to squirm around on the two terms legislation. I mean, obviously, SCOTUS's job to interpret the laws that our legislators pass, but there's not a lot of room to move in there, I wouldn't think. Of course, they might try to find room anyways. Yeah, Tom says he had an excellent team. He did. I mean, no administration is without fault or mistakes. Like I've said, Biden's two biggest mistakes were, and it wouldn't have made any difference to me or you guys or across period, but just to shut up, so they don't, have that shit to stand on. He should have got down to the border a lot sooner within the first year. And I know that I want to make myself clear. I don't think it was like some mistake that would have changed anything about the situation with, our fucked up immigration system, because it is. And Trump's done nothing to fix it. I mean, he fired a bunch of fucking immigration judges. How's that helping? That, and I wish he wouldn't have had, and it wasn't just Biden, it was Pence, it was Obama, it was President Carter. There was a lot of folks that started returning classified documents that they shouldn't have had. I'm sure most all of them, anybody that was probably returning them had no ill intentions, right? Otherwise they would have probably kept quiet. So pretty clean. Yeah, pretty clean record. Pretty clean administration. There's just no doubt about it. But it's like, and maybe it wouldn't make any difference anyway, you guys. Like if the Dems ran a completely, flawless campaign and administration after winning, right? Like people just, I mean, it doesn't matter, I guess, even if you didn't make mistakes or have anything that was questionable or needs to be addressed, or that is going to piss off a majority of Americans, because they just make up shit like Joe's a fucking pedophile and blah blah. You guys know the routine. Putin says Trump cannot suspend elections by declaring martial law. Yeah, exactly. Bill makes a good point, and this was something that I was reminded on watching one of my docs the other day, that Lincoln, we held elections in 1964 for Lincoln, the Republican God insisted. Yeah. Yeah, maybe Bill or Putin could tell me too what the if like Zelensky, if they have elections in Ukraine. I don't know when they're supposed to. You guys probably tell me that too. That basically the person that would win if someone was to win over Zelensky, it's someone from his same party, right? That's just as well admired and respected. So it wouldn't be like you would have what the fuck's his name? Starts with a P or something. Anyways, the guy that Zelensky let out of prison once the war started happening. The dude was in jail or prison for corruption, right? And then Zelensky ended up letting him out after the war started. Putin says every 5 years, I believe, TV. Thanks, brother. What other elections do we have coming up this year, you guys? Belarus in August? Russian elections? That just happened, didn't it? Did it? Oh my God. I gotta stop yapping. Bill says people were told it's in the bag, same as when Hillary ran, right? Putin says currently those who are up to run against are throwing their support behind him since the Oval Office incident. Oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, and again, and I'm not for sure, but like Putin says, those who are up to run against Zelensky are now throwing their support against him or behind him since the Oval Office ambush. But even so, I think most of those candidates are kind of in line with what Zelensky's been doing. Bill says, I disagree. Russia will fuck with any election. Oh, no. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I misspoke or not, Bill, but yeah, there's no, I think Russia will screw with any election they think will benefit them for sure. I mean, they're going to. And I mean, well, look at what they did. They fucking held Russian elections in Ukraine. Remember that, you guys, where they went door to door with ballots? Holy balls. How frightening would that be? Here's your ballot. Go ahead and vote, motherfucker. Just go ahead and it's all good. You're free to vote for whoever you want to. Putin says, yeah, Canada's having elections. I watched one of their, I talked with Jim and Laura about that the other night. I watched for a short while one of their prime minister debates, or the debates for the prime minister candidates. Debate. $11 billion. Yeah, the Ruskies, some of us as the Ruskies are pros at election rigging. Putin has the propaganda machine from hell, does he not? The truth says that's almost as bad as stage assassinations. Yeah, right. That first one might not have been staged, but what was there? Well, there was at least one other clear attempt, right, at Mar-a-Lago, and then I never did follow through with what happened in at Coachella. Wasn't somebody's car gone through and found guns and all kinds of crazy shit? Sorry, I don't want to be spreading bullshit, but Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no doubt about that. Liberal leadership debate to replace Trudeau. That's what I thought that was, Jim. I wasn't when I was talking with you and Laura the other night about it. And I was trying to remember some of the trying to find the link and then remember some of the names of the candidates. I thought it was all like just the Liberal Party debate, but I don't pretend to understand exactly how Canadian politics work. I know there's some differences, obviously, from us. Casper says in the UK, security services were told by Boris Johnson not to investigate Russian interference in the Brexit campaign. Wow. Yeah, there's some sketchy shit that happens, you know? Like why I don't know. We have such a mess that I can't even begin. I mean, I don't ever want to be, you know, I don't want to be encouraging conspiracy nuts. And not that what Casper is saying is, but there's a lot of sketchy shit, you know. I guess my example would be why it is we continue to fund Israel in the way we do, the way we have for so long. There's some sketchy shit there, you guys. There's some sketchy shit there going on with Israel. And I say that because it's not just like a Republican thing. Anyways, I don't need to get off on that. Casper said he made an ex KGB guy's son in law Lord. Wow. Yeah, well, money probably, right? Casper was somebody, one of those Russian rich fellas donating to Bojo. Tom says, yeah, in Canada, the voters vote for the party, not the person. It's like they don't know who they are voting for, if I understand correctly. Well, Tom, Uncle Tom, you have strong Canadian roots, right? And yeah, Jim is dual citizen. And then our good friend Laura, who's a moderator, she is over on the west coast of Canada. Haven't seen Jam Chaser in a while. He's another good Canadian friend. No, not too much. Right on. Uncle Tom says, some of my family may have come through Canada to get to America. I gotcha. Yeah, I can't remember. I couldn't remember exactly. I know it's been probably since we were kids that. Oh, they never lived in Canada for long. I gotcha. It's just so weird, right? Like, how do you fuck up uh, a friendship or an alliance with Canada, right? It's like almost like it's I can't say it's closer or easier than our relationship with England or the UK, but I mean it's damn close, right? Jim says in Canada you vote for your local member of parliament, the leader of the party that wins becomes the prime minister. We don't directly vote for the prime minister. Ah, see, there we go. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. This is why I do this shit, to learn. Southpaw says the 51st state should be Puerto Rico. I think many of us agree with you on that, Southpaw. You vote for your local member of parliament. The leader of the party that wins becomes the prime minister. We don't directly vote for the prime minister. So you vote for your local member of parliament. The leader of the party that wins. So is the party leader already determined, Jim, or is that determined through the vote? I'm assuming it's the leader of the party is already in place. So you vote for your local member of party. Oh, so whatever party your local member of parliament that you vote for, that's where that vote goes. I gotcha. All right. Yeah, same in the UK. Casper says. Bill says, what's weird is Donald begging Canada to restart the keys. Yeah. While saying he's going to put 25%. That XL thing is a goddamn scam. I looked heavily into it, you guys, back in like 2020 or something. Before that, probably during the Standing Rock protests. And it was like 2,700 to 3,000 jobs for about 18 months. And then it ultimately would have been scaled down to less than 300 permanent jobs. Those aren't going to be Native Americans. Those aren't going to be regular Americans, like just going and applying. It's going to be oil company employees that are probably, I mean, it's not like they're going to be laborers out there. They may have crews for repairs or maintenance, but those 300 or so permanent positions are going to be a bunch of fucking fat cats. It's really stupid. Like I got into, you guys have seen Watch with Wayne, the Canadian streamer, come over here. It's like that motherfucker, I went around with him forever on that shit. It's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just go read, for Christ's sake. You as a Canadian will get absolutely fucking zip from the XL pipeline. It is not going to unless there's, I mean, in Canada, I think maybe Jim can straighten me out on this. There is some sort of the public gets a certain share of oil revenue or profits. Again, hopefully Jim can straighten me out. I'm not ready to end this, but I've been sucking down these fucking black Russians, and so I got to go do a BRB. But this will be a quick one, all right? I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. Just like that. I didn't shake it more than twice, and I washed my hands. And as I was coming back up, I heard the dogs howling, so Mrs. V is home. Jim says the party leader is already in place. That's the debate I was watching, that TV was watching. Yeah, Bill says housing sales are lowest in 10 years, Putin, but yeah, he doesn't understand tariffs at all. I could go into that more in depth in a personal way, because my daughter and son-in-law, they're buying their house, bought it from his parents, like all through banks and stuff. So they got whatever best deal they could get. But having two and another on the way, they have a 2-bedroom house. So, and it's it's a cool place, and it's a quite valuable piece of property where they're at, because it's in town, in this little town that's blowing up. But yeah, they can't, even though they're both professionals, they can't. The move it's just ridiculous. They've looked at all kinds of options, adding on to their house, because they have the vacant lot next door to them as well that they own. Yeah, but anyway, to Bill's point about housing sales being down, is shit's fucking expensive is probably part of it. And then you have Redfin, or am I getting that right? Redfin, all these, which it isn't bad across across the board, but there's areas, like especially in bigger cities. I think it was San Antonio or something, that it was like better than 20% of the housing and rental units were owned by, um, you know, investment firms or whatever. Tom says the oil is expensive and really crappy. Yeah, it's not. And I could be wrong on this, but I believe that we refine a bunch of the Canadian tar sands, but I don't think we use much of it. Like, as far as I know, it can't be used for fuel, or not like gasoline for cars. Cola, Tom says, I've never had a Black Russian. Casper says vodka, Tia Maria, and cola is the UK recipe. Mine is Kahlua, vodka, and fresh brewed coffee with some really healthy caramel macchiato creamer. I say healthy sarcastically. The shit's terrible. It's not that dry, flammable creamer, but so they're very sweet, they're very strong, and they're warm. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've gotten addicted to these things. Jim says, no TV, there are no Canadian fuel bonus bucks. In fact, we pay. Oh, I see what you're saying, because I made the comment about certain amounts of oil profits going to the general fund or whatever. We pay surcharges on fuel taxes, which they promise to give back to us sometimes. It's a thing in a cold country. Yeah, like Jim, what is it? And I know you probably do liters up there, right? So 4 liters to a gallon. What are you paying per liter up there? Because surprisingly, it's like I think in some areas of Canada, maybe it's like surprisingly cheap, but then other areas it's like high, like California prices. We are, and I don't have a problem with being honest. Gas was 2.73 a gallon on January 20th here in my little redneck area. It went up to 303 in the first 2 or 3 weeks of Trump's administration, and it's 277 by me. So it's like 4 cents more than it was the day Trump took office, but I've never I've sat there and raised hell with the judge just because, just being a dick. It's like if you want to fucking sit there and believe in stupid shit and processes and think that presidents have some sort of influence over gas prices other than releasing um national reserves, which does affect the price at the pump for a short time, a little bit. What's the most you could get out of it, you guys? Like Biden did some pretty decent releases and it might have gave us a 20-25 cent uh relief, So not enough or not. I don't know. It's hard for I mean, I feel like if you're fucking commuting and spending that much on gas every day, you probably got a decent job. Again, I know that I'm ignorant to what it's like to live in a big city where you have to commute a really long ways. Like I've had to commute before in my life, but never more than an hour. And whenever I did, it was always worth for me here anyways. It was, you were getting paid to do that traveling in a sense, like the job was worth it. Bill says let him refine oil in the valley. Tom says it sounds delicious. Yeah, it's good. Oh yeah. See, Uncle Tom says I can't believe how expensive the houses are around here. I haven't seen any for under 300K in a while. Well, Unc, and I mentioned to our viewers here, our chatters here every once in a while, I got a picture of me at 4 years old in front of Grandpa and Grandma's house on the beach, right? And sometimes I tell folks, yeah, my grandparents owned a house across the street from the state park, right on Lake Michigan. Sure, TV. But back in the 70s, it wasn't a thing. It didn't matter. It was you were probably paying. You probably had to pay more for a house elsewhere in town than maybe right there, possibly. Because a lot of them were older cottages and whatnot. Man, did we have fun back in the day in some of those places in the winter too, right? But yeah, it's insane, especially where you are. And Unc, what do you have? Do you guys have like 10 acres, right? Maybe more, 10 or 20 acres? I think you have at least 10, right? God, how long have you guys been there? Whew. Me and Mrs. V have been married for 30 years. You guys have been there way longer than that, right? Yeah, that's a good investment out there. I mean, it's crazy. And the same things happen in here on like you would not believe they just built a house a year and a half ago across kitty corner from me and it just sold 2 months ago for $350,000. I'm like, holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? This is like Scumsville out here in a sense. I mean, we moved out here because it was fairly close to everything still, but dirt cheap. That's changing. Yeah, Upper Peninsula gasoline can get expensive. Well, like by me, this afternoon I went out. I just told you guys it was $2.77 a gallon, and I went down to check on my friend who had an MRI today. She fucking wiped out walking out of work on the ice. She's like 10 minutes from me. It's just nothing but fucking trees in between her and us, right? But it's another little town. And it was 25 cents more a gallon there, which it's fucking strange. I don't know if they just happened to be, changing the prices at that time or some shit, but Jim says it was 1.58 a liter for regular unleaded yesterday, roughly $6.50 a gallon. Yes. Okay, so I was right on the wow. Yeah, that's up there. I don't know what to think, you guys. It's such a complicated, there's so many factors, right? And, like you can look and see. Let's see if I can bring it up. Let's go by state. All right, now let me see if I can get this up on the screen. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. I don't know if is it full screened for you guys? It is. So as I was getting ready to say, obviously Texas is pretty much always the cheapest. Go figure, right? So right now they are $2.59 a gallon or $2.60 a gallon. But they've been about that in Southpaw. I don't know exactly where Southpaw is, but I know he's in Texas. So he might be able to elaborate on that a little bit more, like what the prices have been in since right before the election, since the election. Mississippi 260, Oklahoma, right? So we have a low of 260. I don't know. This isn't telling me what the national average is, and then you can see. Yeah, like a cent and a half drop in the last week. I think these are 7-day. This may be every 24 hours. But I watch a lot of like fucking live streamers doing cop watches and shit from California, LA, Sacramento, Bakersfield. And so whenever I'm watching them, I'm looking at like the fucking gas stations that they're driving by. And so, this is kind of strange, honestly. So right now it's saying the average in Cali is $4.74 a gallon. And it's lower in Hawaii. And of course, all along now this is strange too. California, $4.74 a gallon. Washington, $4.11 a gallon. But in between those two, Oregon is about $1 cheaper a gallon. And now, I guess that's the state average. So maybe there's a lot more rural areas. I feel like out here in Michigan, and maybe it seems like that wouldn't make sense, but like here in Michigan, the more rural the area, the cheaper the gas is. Maybe they're not doing as much sales. But I can see how if you're too rural that it could obviously it could be more expensive getting tankers out there, whatever. So anyways, 260 in Texas to a high of 474 in Cali. All right, did I kill that? Yes. Tom says he has a Gas Pig F series. See, Unc, we did away with like our first year here, so 2008. I think we filled our propane tank. We used our propane tank for the first 3 to 4 years we were here. And that last year that we used it, and I'm not sure what year that was, 2010, 2011, somewhere's in there. We filled our tank up. It was like $1,100, and it lasted us 6 fucking weeks. And I was like, we're done. In fact, so I think these tanks, and I can't remember the company name right off the top of my head. I think they lease them for 10 years or something, right? There's no cost. You say, hey, I need a tank. There's an initial charge. Probably when they bring it out, they fill it up, obviously, right? But one day I looked and it's right out the studio window here. The tank was gone. I'm like, holy fuck, they came and took their tank finally. We hadn't had anybody out to fill it up in at least 10 years. At least 10 years. It was fucking ridiculous. It's like, I don't know. I think the other day I figured that maybe it's $400, $500, $600 a year, tops, right? But then you got to figure my time and my sword back. But just gas in the truck, maintenance on the chainsaw. That's about it. We've heated 100% with wood for at least 10 years now, at least, because propane just got ridiculous. You know what fucking sucks, Unc, is they have natural gas across the street. I think I called the gas company several years ago and asked them about it, and they said, we can get you gas for $65,000 or something like that. And if you can talk everybody just on my block, on my side of the road into it, they could bring that cost down to $16,000. And I'm like, all right, that's something to keep in mind. Oh, has it gone down? Tom says that propane is quite a bit cheaper now, but still too high. Right on. Yeah, and it's the same way. It's really weird out here. Like they're constantly doing work and putting lines and stuff, but like we had the pastor of the church on my corner here, lived kitty corner north of me, for the first 8 years or so that we lived here. And back then he was telling me, man, it's going to be 2-3 years at the most. They're getting sewer lines and water lines run through. And it's like, no, they're not. Here we are. Nothing like that happened. And I have no idea what it's going to fucking cost to get that shit ran to the house. I mean, every year that goes by, it's going up $2,000 to get it connected to your house. Jay says 99 was a great year to buy rural property because a lot of folks thought they needed to ready for the Y2K, and then they fixed the bug, and all those fools said sold off at the same time. Oh, I got you. So it was a buyer's market then. Jim says, Bill, you're informed, if not always chronological, can spell and even utilize punctuation. You're the complete. Yeah, Bill's something else. He's a character. Bill, I fucking leaned on you last night, even though you weren't here, brother. In a good way. Yeah, Bill's a character. You know, I really love talking with you guys. I do, because, you know, it's like You guys are some of the best that this country has to offer, or this world has to offer, I should say, because we definitely have a, yeah, I shouldn't say country. I mean, we got Casper here and Jim and who knows who else from what parts of the world. I always look forward to seeing Kate. She wasn't able to make it. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning for her though. Bill says the end of 1975 was the start of the strategic reserves in the U.S. There was a 73 embargo before 79. I Googled right on. You know, I don't believe that I have any memories of, the gas lines in the 70s. I was born in 1970. I don't know when all that started to chill. So obviously I was pretty young. Hold on. Hold on. Putin shit. God damn it, Putin. Bill, you know all this shit is because we really, really really appreciate you, dude. We do. You know I do. You know Putin does. Let me bring this up. So this is Putin's idea of Bill. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it's going to be very complimentary. All right, let's do this.
Session takes 5 seconds to set up.
He is the life of parties he has never attended. If he were to punch you in the face, you would have to fight off the strong urge to thank him. Sharks have a week dedicated to him. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Fucking A. I'm not always an ass kicker, but when I am, I drink Dos Equis. You guys are all right. I don't give a fuck what the Trumpers say about you. Nosy, what's up, sister? Cheers to you. They weren't monkeys, Bill. They were bonobos, right? They're not monkeys. Did I get that right, Putin? Were those are bonobos, right? They're not monkeys. Bonobos are like fucking. They're more human than Trumpers. They are. Is A-Bear here? Oh no, Jim says A-Bear may yet make an appearance. I hope so. I love that lady. Yeah, Uncle Tom, I know. I did a long time ago. And it sucks. Mrs. V was still yapping with him, and I don't think she sees him much. I think our kid Holland, he still runs into him every once in a while. Man, Unc, there's a lot of history with me and Brian and Daryl. I mean, I never stop loving them, but yeah, family shit gets tough sometimes, don't it? Things changed when he called Obama a nigger. I just couldn't. I'm like, are you out of your what the fuck? I would, at that time, I don't want to fucking judge my family in shitty ways, but it's like, holy fuck, man. The hillbilly is coming out in you like I've never seen in my life, right? It was disgusting. Fucking shit pisses me off. And he apologized and said he was wrong, but it's like, you need to take fucking ownership of that kind of anger when you start fucking using racial slurs because you're not getting your way. I just can't deal with it. None of us are perfect, man. And Unc, you know where I grew up. It's like, it was not, well, I shouldn't, not like I need a pat on the back, but it was a bitch being in that situation, growing up where I did, because there's just a lot of racism, a lot of hate. Yeah. I'm not saying that's why you and D kind of had a falling out, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough, right? Like, how hard is it to just fucking humble yourself? At least every chance you get, right? At least I fail every fucking time I get on here and do a stream. There's times I'm like, Jesus Christ, you could have showed a little bit more humility. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's disappointing because these are people that we love, and it's like you can't make excuses for them, but it's impossible to stop loving some people, Just can't respect them. Bill says booze and hot springs, an instant relaxation in any species. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Uncle Tom says he was constantly using the N-word and calling Obama the N-word. I don't get that. I mean, because, he's only 4 years older than me, right? And so basically his dad, my grandpa, was my father figure as well, as you know. And I understand the underlying racism that we had in our family. And, our brother Jim Wedge knows that how much I love and appreciate my Mississippi family, but I don't know, man. I don't get it. It's like there was always underlying racism in our family, but it was never like this really deep hatred or dark thing. It's just really shitty fucking comments and stupid jokes about, going out practicing shooting with cans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, I don't know. I don't know how at 18 I said, I don't want to fucking be seen like this. I don't want to fucking associate. I'm not going to accept it, even from the people that I look up to. Yeah. Tough one. You don't see Tom Kane? That's my uncle. That's not his real name, but yeah, that's my uncle. Married to my aunt for a very, very long time. I got pictures somewhere, Unc, of me and Shelly at your at the wedding. Yeah, no drama really, just, I don't want to get all mushy. Uncle Tom knows how much I care for him and appreciate him, and we've I don't know, we've always had a pretty good relationship, I'd say. For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh no, Putin says I thought Uncle some chatter I couldn't see. It's weird a little bit weird for me calling him Tom, but Tom is not his real name. It's not any sort of calling him Uncle Tom isn't any sort of funky ass slur or anything like that. No. Just like most of you guys, we don't want to put our real name out there. Song, welcome to the stream, sister. Songbird says, my parents supposedly were not racist until I decided to get engaged to a black man, and then all hell broke loose. They told me they were going to take my son away from me if I went through with it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, Songbird, I remember being 18 and standing in the living room with my 16-year-old sister and my mom saying, if either one of you ever date or marry a black person, I'll disown you. And it was immediately after that, for whatever reason, her attitude started to change. And I don't make excuses. I understand that we're products of our environment and that we're brainwashed. Whether we think we are or not, we're conditioned. And thankfully, most of us with some common sense, a little bit of culture, a little bit of education, you know, we're able to bust out of that. But it took my mom a very long time, you know, and my mom is 17 years older than my uncle, her younger brother that I was just talking about. So, yeah, that shit's, you know, she didn't hold on to that sentiment long, but I thought, why? You know, it was confusing to me. And me and my mom and my sister went through hell together. And so it's not like there's anything that any of us didn't know or understand about each other fully. But it was a tough one. Putin says, TV, I think back then some families will tell them kids that to keep them safe, knowing that the communities they were in were racist. Yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah. Well, it wasn't easy for me, Putin. I took some fucking shit when I got sick of my peers at 19, 20 years old when I finally, you know, and I've talked to you about this before, finally said, fuck you guys. What the fuck is the matter with you? You know, these are my best friends that I'm just partying with. And one night I had it. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? What is your major malfunction? Do you got a little dick? What is it? Yeah, that makes sense, Putin. I agree. Bill says, my dad pulled me aside after a steamy drinking session, Du Bois, and told me, listen, understand those jokes aren't who we are. I took it at face value. Yeah, right on. Good for you, Bill. That's right. I think that's the only way to take it. Bill says, most of my racist family still has accents and are living free on welfare in inherited homes or in jail. All right. Hang tight, you guys. I'm being hollered at a second. I won't be gone long, but I'm going to go see what I'm being hollered, not at, but for about. I'm going to come back and probably wind up the stream. All right. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Again, I hate to be all mushy. I really appreciate you guys. The only thing I hate about this StreamYard, it does not tell me how long I've been live. YouTube tells me 2 hours, but that could be 2 hours of 59 minutes or 2 hours of 1 minute. I'm such a fucking basket case. It's all, I don't know what my problem is. It's so hard to force myself to fucking sit down here and stream lately, but every time I do, I'm never disappointed. Uh-oh. I wonder if I fucked up. I've been trying to keep shit cleared out. Huh. I wonder if I fucking deleted my music video. What a dumbass. I think I did. What a fucking dumbass. I think I deleted my Only Is One music video. What a fucking dipshit. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. I guess I'm not playing that for you guys while I sign off, but I appreciate you. I'm going to try and do these. If you guys get a notice again later from me going live, just ignore it because I probably won't go live. I might open up another StreamYard so I can play around and get more comfortable with bringing media from my computer into the streams and shit. And I want to figure out how to get be able to run audio. But I could probably go on forever, but I shouldn't. Thankfully, I am still coherent enough to know when to quit while I'm ahead. I appreciate all you guys. Too many to name. Uncle Tom, I miss you, brother. Thanks for coming by. I hope to see you again soon. Seriously, the last week, 2 weeks, every time I look at my moderators list, I'm like, God damn it. I wish Unc would stop by again sometime. But good. But thank you. Thanks for coming by. Let me know you guys are still vertical and sucking wind. Putin, I missed you, brother. Thanks for coming by, dude. I won't make a big deal out of it. How much I missed you. I mean, you're valued here, brother, to me. You know that, right? Bill and Jim and Casper and Mac and Jay. Anybody else I missed, I apologize. Southpaw, The Truth was here, and Pickles was here. All right. Like I said, anybody I missed, I apologize. I love and appreciate you. I will see you all again soon, all right? Be good. Peace and love. TV2 out like a motherfucker.